Don't worry, the bunny is fine. Probably. If you live in Fort Worth like I do, then you live in what was known at one time as the Blackland Prairie. And why is that important to lawn care? Well, let me give you a little history lesson first. Millions of years ago, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, Texas was under a large, shallow sea. And that sea deposited lots of clay silt and makes the limestone bedrock foundation that makes up our soil in North Texas. As the Rocky Mountains formed and North America uplifted, the sea retreated and we were left with a grassland. And we had grasslands all the way up until Europeans colonized America. So we had this vast grassland growing, depositing millions of years of organic material into the soil. If you ever dug into North Texas soil and you got a foot or so down and you hit that hard black clay, that's that millions of years of deposited silt and clay and organic material compressed over time. The reason why we have alkaline soil is because of that ocean. And so our soil here in this area is really alkali, and it's really kind of tough to grow things other than grasslands, really. European colonizers came over, and of course they brought everything with them, including many invasive species of plants. So if you look out across the unincorporated, undeveloped areas, you're not seeing grassland. You're seeing all of these invasive weeds. You're looking at dandelion, you're looking at crabgrass, Johnson grass, KR bluestem. You're looking at all sorts of grasses that don't belong here, all sorts of plants that just don't belong here. Why that's important is because no matter if you want a native Texas yard or if you want a lush green lawn, in both cases you will have to maintain your property to do so, because all of the invasive plants that are here are going to get into your ecosystem. So I'm not here to debate if you want an all-natural grassland looking yard with native plants, or if you want a pristine Bermuda lawn that looks like a golf course. I don't care. Either way, you're going to have to maintain it. Not mowing, not maintaining your property does not mean that you have a native Texas yard. You won't get native Texas plants growing back into your property. You'll have to plant them, you'll have to seed for them, you'll have to weed out all of the extra junk that's invasive and will eventually take over if you don't do anything with it. And that's why I'm here. Seeing a lot of spurge this time of year too. So let's talk about a tale of two lawns here. So we have this lawn here that I care for, and this is lawn care, right? Like, I mow it, I do weed control, I fertilize, insecticide. Then we have the other lawn crew that comes in. They cut it short. They cut St. Augustine way too short. They come over on my side. That's the thing that irritates me. The lawn's not watered, it's dry, it's got brown spots in it, it needs to be fertilized. Two lawns next door to each other. Could I push a little darker green in this? Yeah, I could do that. That's what we're going to do the next time we come out. But right now, that one's healthy, that one's struggling. One of the biggest constraints that I have with stewardship of a property is that a customer has a budget. And I don't shame anybody for their budget, that's fine. Some people just hire me for the sheer fact that they don't want a ticket from the city. So the amount of effort that I put into that lawn is just enough for them not to get a ticket from the city, where other people have big budgets and they really want to care for the lawn. And then we can start looking at, like, well, what nutrients do we want to put on the lawn? What do we need to do with the plants that you have around your house? How do we best take care of them so that they thrive and that we're not just poisoning the environment by just throwing down chemicals willy-nilly kind of thing? So that really is the premise I work with. I work from the customer's budget from basically the most minimal amount that I can possibly do on a lawn, fit that customer's budget, to the most I could possibly do on a lawn to fit that customer's budget. That's why not all of my lawns look sexy. Customer expectation is based on really their budget, and that's the business that I perform. When you have good stewardship of the land, of the property that you're taking care of, lawn care should be boring. Once you finally lock in and get that aha, this is what needs to be done to properly maintain a yard and within a customer's budget, then yes, you're fighting back nature every week. It's man versus nature. It's this constant struggle to keep everything in nature in check. But it shouldn't look super exciting. It should be easy to do. It should be on a level that's easily repeatable. One, that's how you're profitable in this industry. And two, it should just look like it's being taken care of all of the time. And that is really subtle, and I don't think a lot of customers really appreciate that, or a lot of people actually see all of the work that gets put into it, because on the face value it just may look like another lawn in the neighborhood, but there's still a lot of thought and care and time put into it, and repeatable action, because at the end of the day, that repeatable action, that touch point back on the lawn on a regular basis is what's really going to help care for that lawn. Kind of the watch pot never boils kind of thing. If you are looking at your own lawn and wondering, well, where's my struggle with the lawn? What am I doing wrong? Oftentimes it's just because it's just not being looked at enough. Once you start really like looking at the principle of things, you figure out what that cadence is for that lawn. Once you figure out that rhythm, then it all kind of clicks and it makes sense, and then it's easy. It's the schedule. And it's just a touch point back on that lawn every week.
Run away, run away.